Hi everyone, I'm Brian Easterday and welcome back to Eye of the Storm Astrology. So in today's video, I'm going to be continuing my series Moon Through Signs, and I'll be talking about Moon in the sign of Sagittarius. But before I do that, go ahead and hit the like button, subscribe, and hit that notification bell because I don't want you to miss out on any content that could be helping you turn your challenges into strengths. So Moon in the sign of Sagittarius. Well, Sagittarius is a sign that is all about getting to the point of things, finding the truth, being accurate, being practical. It's symbolized by an archer. When you think about an archer, whenever they're aiming at a target, what do they have? They just have the one arrow, the one bolt, and they're aiming at a specific target. They're aiming at a bullseye. It's not like a type of weapon with like a machine gun where it's just a spray and pray type of technique. You want to actually hone in, focus on that target, draw the energy back, take your time, align everything with your breath, make sure everything's perfect, and then release. So it's all about a process with Sagittarius. Just like the archer drawing that arrow back, the force being drawn back in order so it can be propelled forward. So people with Moon in Sagittarius can sometimes have this theme in life where they feel like they're pulling back, but that's really getting ready so they can launch forward. And when they launch forward, they can launch forward very quickly because it is a sign that's associated with the element of fire, very masculine sign. It's the external or the masculine expression of Jupiter. So because Jupiter's here, Sagittarius also has this quality of trying to find the truth. Morality can be something that can be an issue with Sagittarius in the sense of it will lead a lot of people to be drawn towards different belief systems or schools of thought, whether it's different religions or different, just philosophical schools of thought, things like that. Because ultimately, what are all those? Those are people's ways of trying to come to the truth, trying to hit that target. They're just using different arrows to do it. You could think of it that way. So people with Moon in Sagittarius, depending on where it is in the chart, they can have a draw towards religions or things of that nature or spiritual study, or in the same way, they could be critical of those, especially things that are just, they're not backed up by like a logical or a practical line of thought. It's just like, oh, believe this for the sake of believing it, because that's what everything is all about, is just belief. That's not really going to interest them as much. They're going to really want to be able to understand and have logical steps as to why, and see why this information is practical and how it can improve your life. You can see a lot of people, maybe like scientists, can have like a Moon in Sagittarius because they're trying to find the truth thing. It's a quest for knowledge. It's a search for things. They're like, for example, when you're performing an experiment, you have a certain question, right? And then, so that question is like the bullseye, right? That you're trying to answer that. And shooting arrows at it, you're trying to hit the bullseye. You're trying to figure out which experiment is going to be the correct one, give you the proper result. That type of thing. We can definitely see here as well, they can be very passionate people, very fiery people. They will be people that, while they not only quest for truth, they can share it in a very, what may appear like harsh or fiery way to other people who may not have those dispositions, because they'll just tell you how it is. It's a very straightforward, just like, you think of an arrow, and it's not like flying around. It's flying, from the string right to the target. It's not a sideways type of thing. So they'll be very straightforward in their approach, and that can include with their communication, especially depending on where it is in the chart, or say if it's like like a Mercury in Sagittarius there too, that can definitely come about, or like myself, I have like Saturn and Venus both in Sagittarius. So that can do that. And depending on which nakshatra these fall in, that will shift and vary its flavor. Another thing we can see with Moon and Sagittarius is some of them can be very, very forward-driven people, especially in the later nakshatras like Purvashada and Uttarashada. They'll be very headstrong, very forward-going type of people. Whereas in like with Mula Nakshatra, they'll be more about the investigation into things, finding the roots of things, finding the root causes, destroying things in that sense. And in Purvashada and Uttarashada, it's like taking the lessons that you found there and then moving forward with them, taking action on them. So that's something you're going to be able to see depending on which nakshatra that falls into. So Moon and Sagittarius can be quite an interesting place for the Moon to come into, especially depending on the houses, the house it falls into, any conjunctions, aspects, those type of things, because you can get a lot of different expressions of this depending on some of those other influences. But I just wanted to cover some of the general qualities. Again, this video series is just about laying a basic foundation of some general qualities for people to be able to look at some of these and start looking and trying to integrate those interpretations into their chart. So that's going to wrap this video up, guys. If you found it valuable at all, be sure to like, subscribe, hit that notification bell. That way you don't miss out on any videos. If you're interested in consultations, courses, or contacting me for whatever reason, you can click the link in the description below. That goes to my link tree, and that will take you to my website, social media, email, any other different ways to get a hold of me. So thanks for tuning in, guys. Remember, by creating more awareness, we create more opportunity to be the best versions of ourselves. I'll see you guys next time.